If you were writing a book on a baseball life, Mud Hens legend Jim Weber would be deserving of a chapter. And if there was a book on baseball in Toledo, Jim Weber should have been the one to write that book.
Absolutely. He had many stories to tell, and unfortunately, we're not going to hear those anymore. As this afternoon's weather, cloudy, overcast, rainy with some sudden and violent downpours, perfectly mirroring many of our moods after learning the longtime Mud Hens announcer in Toledo institution, Jim Weber, unexpectedly has passed away. Mud Hens with the stunning announcement this afternoon. 78-year-old Bowser grad has been behind the mic for the Hens since 1975. Already a tribute at the front gates of Fifth Third Field. A flower, a radio, and a note attached. We were never worried you'd miss a game. We were worried when the game would miss you. Simply signed, Toledo. For over 6,000 consecutive games, Jim Weber did not miss a Hens game. That's just one of many heartfelt messages. Mud Hens and Walleye President and CEO Joe Napoli saying, Jim's folksy homespun storytelling on Hens broadcast has been delightfully unique. He was a Hens family heirloom, irreplaceable. When we spent time together in person or listening or watching, I would smile and more often than not, laugh out loud. Just like our fans, I was a fan too, and we'll miss Jim's playful personality.
Hens Executive Vice President and GM Eric Gibson adding, Jim Weber will forever be synonymous with Toledo Mud Hens baseball. He was a complete icon, a legend in his field, and a good friend. He will be deeply missed by all who knew him and had the pleasure of listening to him call games for nearly 50 years.
And from Neil Newcomb, as players have come and gone over the years, Jim was a staple of Mud Hens baseball for nearly 50 years, an amazing accomplishment that I don't believe we will ever see again in minor league baseball. A first ballot International League Hall of Famer with a style all his own. I will miss Jim, his play-by-play, his stories, and his uncanny ability to always make me laugh. Those sentiments and more shared by Jordan Strack, who called last Saturday's game with Jim Weber.
We have all known and loved Jim Weber forever, and you just kind of expected him to be in the booth calling games forever. But what a run. I mean, the guy is an absolute legend, and I know that word gets tossed around a lot, but he's done baseball here in Toledo for 49 years. There's never been a game played at Fifth Third Field that didn't have Jim Weber sitting in this press box calling it. He's one of a kind. He's a guy that I think everybody in the organization loves and is going to miss dearly. Jim Weber is a Hall of Fame announcer, but he's a Hall of Fame human being. I mean, his stories you could write books about. He was one of a kind. There will never be another Jim Weber, I can assure you of that. He's just an amazing human. He was an amazing father, an amazing husband, and he was one heck of a broadcaster for us as well.
Heartfelt tributes pouring in all throughout the day on social media from all over the country. Jason Beck, Detroit Tigers reporter on MLB.com, tweeted, Jim Weber was incredibly kind to a young writer trying to learn about covering baseball for the Maumee Mirror when the Mud Hens played at the Lucas County Rec Center. Always had a smile and a chat on my visits to Fifth Third Field. An incredible life and career. Rest in peace.
Jason Benetti, play-by-play announcer for the Tigers on television. What an enormous loss. Jim was truly one of a kind in every way.
And Matt Melzak, who we know Jim's broadcast partner for more than a decade, said, words cannot describe how saddened I am at the loss of such a great friend and person. I can still remember when I started in 2010 and how much I have learned and enjoyed being next to him on Hens baseball. A true Toledo legend that will be missed forever. Hashtag Webley. 6,395 straight games called by the legend. The Mud Hens played tonight at Indianapolis. Here's how Matt Melzak opened the first broadcast without his partner and our friend Jim Weber.
I know for the fans tuning into Toledo Mud Hen baseball over the years, going back to 1975, even for a lot of you that I know are listening tonight, it is going to be a different thought to not hear Jim Weber's voice, and he will certainly be missed. I saw already some folks have taken some stuff down to Fifth Third Field just, in memory of Jim Weber, and that tells you a lot about how he touched a lot of people over his life and over his career. And there's a reason why he's a Hall of Famer and will always be that, and his name will always be in there, and he's someone we'll always think about when you think about Toledo Mud Hens baseball. Mr. Mud Hen, You will certainly be missed.